My precious child, I want you to know something profound that will transform your entire approach to life from this moment forward. I know what I am doing in your life. Every circumstance you face, every challenge you encounter, every delay you experience, and every blessing you receive, all of it is part of my perfect plan that is designed specifically for your ultimate good and my eternal glory. You have been questioning my methods, wondering about my timing, doubting my goodness, and struggling to understand why certain things have happened the way they have. You have looked at your circumstances and wondered if I have forgotten about you, if I am truly working in your situation, or if perhaps you have somehow fallen outside of my care and attention. But I want you to understand with absolute certainty that I know exactly what I'm doing in every area of your life. When you cannot see the purpose behind your struggles, I know what I am doing. When your prayers seem unanswered and your situation appears hopeless, I know what I am doing. When doors close unexpectedly and opportunities slip away, I know what I am doing. When relationships end, jobs are lost, health challenges arise, or financial difficulties mount, I know what I am doing. My knowledge is not limited like human understanding. I see the beginning from the end. I understand how every piece of your life's puzzle fits together to create the beautiful picture I have designed for your future. What appears to you as random events, unfortunate circumstances, or meaningless suffering is actually part of an intricate plan that will ultimately result in blessings that exceed your current ability to imagine. The difficulties you are facing in this season are not evidence that I have abandoned you or that my plan has failed. They are evidence that I am actively working to prepare you for the incredible future I have planned for you. Every challenge is developing character qualities you will need for your destiny. Every delay is positioning you for perfect timing. Every closed door is protecting you from what would have been less than my best for your life. My purpose is clear when I allow you to experience seasons of waiting that feel endless and frustrating. These seasons are not punishment or neglect. They are preparation. During waiting periods, I am developing your faith, strengthening your character, deepening your dependence on me, and building the patience you will need to steward well the blessings I am preparing to give you. If I gave you everything you wanted immediately, without the character development that comes through waiting, you would not be equipped to handle the responsibility that accompanies the level of blessing I intend to provide. The waiting is not delay. It is divine preparation that ensures you will be ready for what is coming. My wisdom guides when I redirect your path away from opportunities you thought were perfect for you. What seems like rejection or failure is actually my protection and redirection towards something better that you cannot yet see. The job you did not get was not a loss. It was my way of keeping you available for the better position that is coming. The relationship that ended was not a mistake. It was my way of preparing you for the person I have chosen to be your life partner. Every closed door is my way of guiding you toward the open door that leads to your true destiny. I am not withholding good things from you. I am ensuring that you receive the best things at the right time in the right way. My rejection of your plan A is because I have plan A plus prepared for you, and I love you too much to let you settle for less than my best. I have designed this when I allow you to experience financial challenges that stretch your faith and require you to trust me for provision. These challenges are not evidence that I do not care about your needs. They are opportunities for you to experience my supernatural provision in ways that build your confidence in my ability to care for you no matter what circumstances you face. Every financial struggle is teaching you lessons about priorities, stewardship, contentment, and dependence on me that you will need for the rest of your life. I am not interested in just meeting your needs. I am preparing to entrust you with abundance, and the lessons you learn during seasons of financial challenge will enable you to handle wealth wisely when it comes. The financial pressure you are experiencing is not my punishment. It is my preparation. I am teaching you that your security does not come from your bank account, your job, or your investments, but from your relationship with me as your provider. When you truly understand this truth, you will be ready for the financial breakthroughs I have planned for you. My plan unfolds when I allow health challenges that force you to confront your mortality and acknowledge your dependence on me for every breath you take. These challenges are not evidence that I do not care about your physical well-being. They are opportunities for you to experience my healing power and develop compassion for others who are suffering. Every health struggle is teaching you to value each day as a gift, to prioritize relationships over achievements, and to trust me with the most precious thing you possess, your life itself. I am not just interested in healing your body. I am using your health challenges to heal your soul and align your priorities with what truly matters. The physical pain you are experiencing is not my cruelty. It is my way of getting your attention and drawing you closer to me. Some of my greatest servants have learned their most valuable lessons through physical challenges that taught them to depend on my strength rather than their own. My wisdom works when I allow relationship challenges that reveal character flaws, expose wrong motives, and force you to confront patterns of behavior that need to be changed. These challenges are not evidence that I want you to be lonely or unloved. They are my way of preparing you for healthy, lasting relationships that will bless you for the rest of your life. Every relationship difficulty is teaching you lessons about communication, forgiveness, boundaries, and sacrificial love that will make you a better friend, spouse, parent, or family member. I am not just interested in giving you relationships. I am preparing you to succeed in relationships by developing the character qualities that create lasting bonds. The loneliness you are experiencing is not my rejection. It is my invitation to develop a deeper relationship with me that will make all your human relationships richer and more meaningful. When you learn to find your identity and security in me rather than in others' approval, you will be ready for the relationships I have planned for you. My purpose becomes evident when I allow professional disappointments that force you to reconsider your career path and discover talents and interests you had not previously explored. These disappointments are not evidence that I do not want you to succeed. They are my way of guiding you toward the work that will utilize your gifts most effectively and provide the greatest satisfaction. Every professional setback is teaching you lessons about perseverance, adaptability, continuous learning, and finding purpose beyond just earning money. I am not just interested in giving you a job. I am preparing you for a calling that will enable you to make a meaningful difference in the world while providing abundantly for your needs. The career confusion you are experiencing is not my abandonment. It is my guidance toward work that aligns with the unique purposes I have designed you to fulfill. When you discover and pursue your true calling, work will become worship, and success will be measured not just by income, but by impact. My design unfolds when I allow family challenges that force you to confront generational patterns, address unresolved issues, and develop the courage to break cycles that have limited your family for years. These challenges are not evidence that I do not care about your family. They are my way of positioning you to be a catalyst for generational change that will bless your children and grandchildren. Every family conflict is teaching you lessons about forgiveness, healthy boundaries, effective communication, and sacrificial love that will enable you to create the kind of family environment you have always desired. I am not just interested in fixing your current family problems. I am empowering you to establish new family patterns that will influence generations. The family stress you are experiencing is not my punishment for past mistakes. It is my opportunity to demonstrate my power to heal, restore, and redeem even the most broken family situations. When you allow me to work through your family challenges, you will become a testimony of my grace that encourages others who are struggling with similar issues. I know what I am doing when I allow spiritual dryness that forces you to examine your faith, question your assumptions, and seek me with greater intensity than when everything was going well. These seasons are not evidence that I have withdrawn from you. They are my way of deepening your relationship with me beyond surface-level religion into authentic, mature faith. Every spiritual struggle is teaching you to seek me for who I am, rather than just for what I can do for you. I am developing your faith from childhood dependence to adult partnership, from crisis-driven prayer to constant communion, from seeking my hand to seeking my face. The spiritual confusion you are experiencing is not my rejection. It is my invitation to know me more intimately than you ever have before. When you emerge from this season of seeking, your faith will be stronger, your knowledge will be deeper, and your relationship with me will be more authentic than ever before. I know what I am doing when I orchestrate seemingly random encounters that connect you with people who will play significant roles in your future. These encounters are not coincidences. They are divine appointments that I have arranged to bring the right people into your life at exactly the right time for exactly the right purposes. Every person who enters your life, whether for a season or for a lifetime, has been carefully selected by me to either bless you or to be blessed by you. The challenging people teach you patience, forgiveness, and unconditional love. The encouraging people provide the support and affirmation you need to keep pursuing your dreams. The wise people offer guidance and mentorship that accelerates your growth and development. The social dynamics you are navigating are not random. They are my way of positioning you within a network of relationships that will support your calling and amplify your impact. When you see how perfectly I have connected you with the right people at the right times, you will be amazed at my orchestration of your social environment. I know what I am doing when I allow you to experience seasons of obscurity where your talents seem unrecognized and your contributions seem unappreciated. These seasons are not evidence that I have overlooked your gifts. They are my way of developing humility, dependence on me for validation, and internal motivation that does not depend on external recognition. Every season of hiddenness is preparing you for seasons of visibility when you will need the character qualities that can only be developed away from the spotlight. I am not withholding recognition from you. I am ensuring that when recognition comes, you will handle it with wisdom and use it for good, rather than allowing it to corrupt your heart or compromise your values. The invisibility you are experiencing is not my neglect. It is my protection and preparation. When your time for promotion comes, you will be ready not just with skills and abilities, but with the character and spiritual maturity needed to steward influence responsibly. I know what I am doing when I allow you to experience losses that force you to reevaluate what is truly important, and discover that your identity and security must be found in something more lasting than the things that can be taken away. These losses are not evidence that I am against you. They are my way of freeing you from attachments that would limit your ability to follow me wherever I lead. Every loss is teaching you that your hope must be anchored in eternal realities rather than temporal circumstances. I am not taking away good things to hurt you. I am removing dependencies that would prevent you from experiencing the abundant life I want to give you. The grief you are experiencing is not meaningless suffering. It is the pain of letting go of what was, so that you can receive what will be. When you allow me to heal your heart from loss, you will discover that what I give you in return exceeds what you lost in ways you never imagined possible. I know what I am doing when I allow you to face opposition that seems overwhelming and enemies that seem too powerful for you to overcome. This opposition is not evidence that you are fighting a losing battle. It is evidence that you are advancing toward something so valuable that the enemy is desperately trying to stop you from reaching it. Every battle you face is making you stronger, wiser, and more dependent on my power rather than your own strength. I am not allowing you to be attacked because I do not care about your well-being. I am positioning you for victories that will demonstrate my power and establish your authority in areas where I am calling you to lead. The warfare you are experiencing is not my abandonment. It is my training ground where you are learning to use spiritual weapons, recognize enemy tactics, and stand firm in faith regardless of what you see or feel. When you emerge victorious from these battles, you will be equipped to help others win their battles as well. I know what I am doing when I take longer than you expect to answer your prayers, fulfill your dreams, or resolve your problems. My timing is not delayed. It is perfect. I am coordinating thousands of variables that you cannot see to ensure that when your breakthrough comes, everything will be perfectly aligned for maximum impact and lasting results. Every day of waiting is a day of preparation, positioning, and divine orchestration that ensures your breakthrough will be greater than anything you could have accomplished through your own efforts or timing. I am not slow to fulfill my promises. I am ensuring that when fulfillment comes, it will exceed your expectations and accomplish purposes beyond your current understanding. The delay you are experiencing is not my forgetfulness. It is my faithfulness to give you not just what you want, but what you need at exactly the right time, in exactly the right way. When you see how perfectly everything comes together, you will understand why the waiting was necessary, and be grateful that I did not give in to your impatience. I know what I am doing when I lead you down paths that seem to take you away from your goals, rather than toward them. These detours are not mistakes in my navigation. They are essential parts of the journey that will equip you with experiences, knowledge, relationships, and character qualities you will need for your ultimate destination. Every detour is exposing you to opportunities, teaching you lessons, and connecting you with people that would not have been possible on a direct route. I am not confusing your path. I am enriching your journey with experiences that will make you more effective and impactful when you reach your destination. The confusion you are experiencing about your direction is not evidence that I have lost track of your location. It is my way of teaching you to trust my guidance, even when you cannot understand my reasoning. When you arrive at your destination, you will see how every twist and turn in your path contributed to your preparation for what I have called you to do. I know what I am doing when I allow you to make mistakes that result in consequences you must live with. These mistakes are not evidence that I am not guiding you. They are evidence that I love you enough to allow you to learn from experience rather than protecting you from every possible error. Every mistake is teaching you lessons about wisdom, humility, and dependence on me that you could not learn any other way. I am not allowing you to fail because I want you to suffer. I am allowing you to experience the natural consequences of certain choices so that you will make better choices in the future. The regret you are experiencing about past decisions is not meant to torment you. It is meant to teach you and then be released through my forgiveness. When you truly understand that I can redeem even your mistakes and use them for good, you will be free from the guilt and shame that have been limiting your ability to move forward confidently. I know what I am doing when I surround you with people who challenge your thinking, confront your assumptions, and push you out of your comfort zone. These people are not obstacles to your peace. They are catalysts for your growth that I have strategically placed in your life to help you become the person I have designed you to be. Every difficult relationship is developing your patience, teaching you conflict resolution, and revealing areas where you need to grow. I am not allowing you to be surrounded by challenging people because I want you to be miserable. I am using their challenges to develop strengths in you that you will need for your future responsibilities. The interpersonal stress you are experiencing is not random drama. It is purposeful development that is preparing you for leadership, ministry, or other roles where you will need exceptional people skills and emotional maturity. I know what I am doing when I allow you to experience seasons of abundance followed by seasons of scarcity, or seasons of joy followed by seasons of sorrow. These cycles are not evidence of instability in my character or inconsistency in my care. They are evidence of my wisdom in providing you with a full range of human experience that develops emotional maturity and spiritual depth. Every season has its purpose and its lessons. Seasons of abundance teach you gratitude, generosity, and stewardship. Seasons of scarcity teach you faith, contentment, and dependence on me. Seasons of joy fill your heart with hope and thanksgiving. Seasons of sorrow deepen your compassion and strengthen your character. The emotional ups and downs you are experiencing are not evidence that something is wrong. They are evidence that you are living a full human life that is developing you into a mature, wise, and compassionate person who can relate to others in any circumstance and help them navigate their own emotional journeys. I know what I am doing when I give you dreams and visions that seem impossible to achieve with your current resources and circumstances. These dreams are not meant to torment you with unattainable goals. They are meant to stretch your faith, expand your vision, and motivate you to pursue growth and development that will equip you for the extraordinary life I have planned for you. Every impossible dream is an invitation to partner with me in accomplishing something that will require my supernatural intervention and demonstrate my power to a world that needs to see evidence of my reality. I do not give you dreams to frustrate you. I give them to you to inspire you and prepare you for a future that exceeds your current ability to imagine. The tension you feel between your current reality and your God-given dreams is not meant to discourage you. It is meant to motivate you to seek me for the wisdom, resources, and opportunities needed to bridge the gap between where you are and where I am taking you. Trust in my perfect plan, my beloved child. I know what I am doing in every area of your life. Nothing is random, nothing is wasted, and nothing is meaningless. Every experience is preparing you for your destiny. Every challenge is developing your character. Every delay is ensuring perfect timing. Every closed door is protecting you from less than my best. Every open door is leading you toward the abundant life I have designed specifically for you. My beloved, understand that when I speak of knowing what I am doing, I am revealing to you the depth of divine intelligence that governs your existence. My knowledge encompasses not merely the facts of your current situation, but the infinite possibilities that emerge from every choice, every circumstance, and every moment of your life. I see the ripple effects of every decision across generations, the interconnections between seemingly unrelated events, and the perfect timing required to orchestrate outcomes that serve both your individual blessing and the greater purposes of my kingdom. The complexity of what I manage on your behalf is beyond human comprehension. I am simultaneously working in the hearts of every person who will influence your future, preparing circumstances that will align perfectly with your needs, coordinating timing across thousands of variables, and ensuring that resources become available precisely when you will need them. I am arranging encounters, orchestrating opportunities, and removing obstacles, all while respecting the free will of every person involved and maintaining the balance between blessing you and accomplishing my larger purposes in the earth. Consider the intricate tapestry I am weaving through your life. Every thread represents a relationship, an experience, a lesson, or an opportunity. I see how each thread must be placed to create the pattern I have envisioned for your existence. Some threads are bright and colorful, representing seasons of joy and blessing. Others are darker, representing challenges and difficulties. But every thread is essential to the beauty of the finished work, and none can be removed without diminishing the overall masterpiece. Let me tell you more about the depth of my knowledge and the perfection of my plan, so that your faith will be strengthened and your trust will be unshakable. My understanding is not limited by time, space, or human perspective. I see your entire life from beginning to end simultaneously. I know not only what has happened and what is happening, but what will happen in every possible scenario. My plan for you takes into account every decision you will make, every challenge you will face, and every opportunity you will encounter. When I say I know what I am doing, I mean that my knowledge is complete, my wisdom is perfect, and my power is unlimited. There is no situation in your life that surprises me, no problem that is too complex for me to solve, and no dream that is too big for me to fulfill. I am not learning as I go or adjusting my plan based on new information. My plan for you was perfect from the beginning, and it remains perfect as it unfolds. The circumstances you are experiencing in this season, both the joyful ones and the difficult ones, are exactly what you need at this moment to prepare you for what is coming next in your life. I am not allowing random events to happen to you. I am orchestrating every detail to work together for your ultimate good and my eternal glory. In your financial life, I know exactly what you need, when you need it, and how to provide it in ways that will bless you without corrupting your heart or compromising your character. The financial challenges you are facing are not evidence that I do not know how to manage money or that I am unaware of your needs. They are evidence that I am teaching you lessons about priorities, stewardship, contentment, and trust that you will need for the rest of your life. I know what I am doing when I allow your income to fluctuate, your expenses to exceed your income, or unexpected financial obligations to arise. Each of these situations is carefully designed to develop specific character qualities and teach specific lessons that will prepare you for the financial abundance I intend to provide. The lean times are teaching you that your security does not come from your bank account, but from your relationship with me as your provider. The times when you must choose between different financial priorities are teaching you wisdom and discernment that will serve you well when you have more resources to manage. The times when you must trust me for supernatural provision are building your faith and demonstrating my faithfulness in ways that will anchor your trust for the rest of your life. When financial breakthrough comes, and it will come, you will not be the same person who entered the season of financial challenge. You will be someone who understands money as a tool rather than a master, who knows how to live contentedly within any budget, and who has experienced my provision in ways that make you confident in my ability to care for you, regardless of external circumstances. The business opportunities I am preparing for you will require the wisdom you are gaining through current financial challenges. The investment decisions you will need to make will require the discernment you are developing through learning to distinguish between wants and needs. The generosity I want to flow through your life will require the contentment you are learning through seasons of having less than you want. I know what I am doing when I position certain people in your workplace, your neighborhood, your family, or your social circles. Every person in your life has been carefully selected and strategically positioned to serve specific purposes in your development and destiny. Some are there to bless you, some are there to challenge you, some are there for you to bless, and some are there for you to learn from. The difficult people in your life are not random irritations. They are purposeful assignments that are developing your patience, teaching you conflict resolution, revealing areas where you need to grow, and preparing you for leadership roles where you will need to work effectively with all kinds of people. The challenging personalities that frustrate you are actually training tools that I am using to develop emotional maturity and interpersonal skills that will serve you well in your future. The encouraging people in your life are not accidental blessings. They are strategic provisions that I have placed in your path to provide the support, affirmation, and guidance you need during specific seasons of your journey. The mentors, friends, and family members who believe in you and speak hope over your life are my messengers who are delivering exactly the encouragement you need when you need it. The people who challenge your thinking and push you out of your comfort zone are not obstacles to your peace. They are catalysts for your growth that I have positioned in your life to help you become the person I have designed you to be. The conversations that make you reconsider your assumptions and the relationships that force you to articulate your beliefs are developing your ability to think critically and communicate effectively. I know what I am doing when I allow your health to fluctuate, your energy levels to vary, or physical challenges to arise that force you to slow down and reassess your priorities. Your body is not an accident of chemistry and genetics. It is a carefully designed instrument that I use to teach you spiritual truths and guide you toward the life I want you to live. Physical challenges often serve as wake-up calls that redirect your attention from secondary concerns to primary purposes. Health scares that force you to confront your mortality often result in reordered priorities that align more closely with what truly matters for eternity. Energy limitations that force you to choose your activities more carefully often result in greater focus and effectiveness in the areas that matter most. The healing I provide, whether instant or gradual, always serves multiple purposes beyond just restoring your physical well-being. Physical healing often demonstrates my power and builds your faith for other areas where you need breakthrough. Gradual healing often provides opportunities for you to develop patience, perseverance, and compassion for others who are suffering. The strength I provide during times of physical weakness often becomes a testimony that encourages others who are facing similar challenges. The peace I give you during health crises often serves as evidence to medical professionals and family members that I am real and that relationship with me provides resources that are not available anywhere else. I know what I am doing when I allow your emotions to fluctuate between joy and sorrow, confidence and insecurity, hope and discouragement. Emotional variety is not evidence of instability. It is evidence that you are living a full human life that is developing the emotional range and depth you will need to relate effectively to others and fulfill your calling with authenticity and compassion. Seasons of joy fill your heart with gratitude and hope that sustain you through more difficult times. Seasons of sorrow deepen your compassion and strengthen your character while breaking your heart for things that break my heart. Times of confidence enable you to take risks and pursue opportunities that require courage. Times of insecurity remind you of your need for my wisdom and strength. The emotional challenges you face are not random suffering. They are purposeful development that is preparing you for roles where you will need to understand and help others who are experiencing similar emotional struggles. The depression you overcome becomes a qualification for helping others find hope. The anxiety you conquer becomes a testimony that encourages others who are battling fear. I know what I am doing when I give you dreams that seem impossible and visions that appear unattainable with your current resources and circumstances. These dreams are not cruel jokes designed to torment you with unrealistic expectations. They are glimpses of the future I have planned for you that serve as motivation for the growth and development needed to reach that future. Every God-given dream serves multiple purposes in your development. Dreams that seem too big for your current abilities motivate you to acquire new skills, develop new relationships, and explore new opportunities. Visions that require more resources than you currently possess teach you to trust me for provision while taking practical steps toward preparation. The tension between your current reality and your future dreams creates a productive discomfort that prevents you from settling for less than I intend for you. This tension motivates prayer, drives planning, and inspires action that moves you steadily toward the fulfillment of what I have shown you. When your dreams are fulfilled, and they will be, you will not be the same person who first received those dreams. You will have been transformed through the process of pursuing them into someone who is equipped to handle the responsibility and impact that comes with their fulfillment. I know what I am doing when I allow you to face opposition that seems overwhelming and enemies that appear too powerful for you to defeat. This opposition is not evidence that you are losing or that I am unable to protect you. It is evidence that you are advancing towards something so significant that the enemy of your soul is desperately trying to prevent you from reaching it. Every battle you face is strategic in my plan for your development and destiny. Spiritual warfare develops your faith, teaches you to use spiritual weapons, and reveals the reality of the spiritual realm in ways that transform you from a civilian into a warrior. Opposition from people reveals their true motives while strengthening your resolve and clarifying your mission. The attacks you experience are not random harassment. They are focused resistance against specific aspects of your calling and character that the enemy recognizes as threats to his kingdom. The areas where you face the most intense opposition are often the areas where you are destined to have the greatest impact and victory. When you emerge victorious from these battles, and you will not only have achieved your personal breakthrough, but will also be equipped to help others win their battles. Your testimony of victory will encourage others who are facing similar opposition. Your developed spiritual muscles will enable you to intercede effectively for others who are under attack. I know what I am doing when I allow your prayers to be answered differently than you expected, or on a timeline that differs from your preferred schedule. My answers to your prayers are always perfect, even when they do not match your requests exactly. I see needs that you are not aware of, consider factors that you have not taken into account, and coordinate variables that you cannot see. When I say no to your requests, it is not because I do not love you or want good things for you. It is because I see that what you are asking for would not be the best thing for you at this time or in this way. My no is always protective and redirective, guiding you towards something better than what you originally requested. When I say wait to your requests, it is not because I'm slow or forgetful. It is because timing is crucial to the effectiveness and impact of what you are asking for. My wait is always purposeful and strategic, ensuring that when the answer comes, everything will be perfectly aligned for maximum blessing and minimum complications. When I say yes to your requests, it is not random favor. It is carefully calculated provision that serves multiple purposes in your development and calling. My yes always comes with responsibilities and opportunities that prepare you for even greater blessings and more significant assignments in the future. I know what I'm doing when I lead you through seasons of hiddenness, where your talents seem unrecognized and your contributions appear unappreciated. These seasons are not evidence that I have overlooked your gifts or forgotten your potential. They are essential preparation periods that develop the character qualities needed to handle visibility and success responsibly. During seasons of obscurity, I am developing your internal motivation that does not depend on external recognition. I am teaching you to find satisfaction in obedience rather than applause, to pursue excellence for its own sake rather than for the praise it might bring, and to maintain integrity when no one is watching because you know that I am always watching. The skills you develop during hidden seasons, the relationships you build while no one is paying attention, and the character you develop away from the spotlight are what will enable you to succeed when promotion comes. Promotion without preparation leads to failure, but promotion following proper preparation leads to sustained impact and lasting success. When your time for recognition comes, and it will come, you will be ready not just with abilities and achievements, but with the humility, wisdom, and strength of character needed to steward influence effectively and use platform for good, rather than allowing it to corrupt your heart or compromise your values. I know what I am doing when I allow you to experience losses that break your heart and force you to reevaluate what is truly important. These losses are not evidence that I am cruel or that I enjoy your pain. They are evidence that I love you too much to allow you to find ultimate security in anything that can be taken away. Every loss is teaching you that your hope must be anchored in eternal realities rather than temporal circumstances. I am not taking away good things to hurt you. I am freeing you from dependencies that would limit your ability to follow me wherever I lead and trust me whatever I ask. The grief you experience over loss is real and valid, and I grieve with you. But I also see how that grief is developing compassion in your heart for others who are suffering, deepening your appreciation for what you still have, and anchoring your hope in the eternal, rather than the temporary. What I give you to replace what you have lost will always be better, though it may be different than what you lost. Sometimes I replace earthly relationships with deeper spiritual intimacy. Sometimes I replace material security with unshakable faith. Sometimes I replace temporary pleasures with lasting joy that no circumstance can steal. I know what I am doing when I allow you to make mistakes that result in consequences you must live with for the rest of your life. These mistakes are not evidence that I am not guiding you. They are evidence that I love you enough to allow you to learn from experience, rather than protecting you from every possible poor choice. Free will is a gift that I will not violate, even when you use it to make decisions that cause pain for yourself and others. But my sovereignty is greater than your mistakes, and my grace is sufficient to redeem even your worst failures, and use them for good in ways that you cannot currently imagine. Every mistake is teaching you lessons about wisdom, humility, and dependence on me that could not be learned any other way. The regret you feel over past decisions is not meant to torment you indefinitely. It is meant to teach you, and then be released through my forgiveness and grace. When you truly understand that I can work all things together for good, including your mistakes and poor choices, you will be free from the guilt and shame that limit your ability to move forward confidently into the future I have planned for you. My child, let me deepen your understanding of how I transform even your greatest failures into stepping stones toward your destiny. My redemptive power is not limited to merely forgiving your mistakes. It extends to transforming those very experiences into sources of wisdom, compassion, and strength that become integral to your calling and ministry. What the enemy intended for your destruction, I masterfully redirect toward your development and the blessing of others. When you have walked through the valley of consequences from poor choices, you gain experiential knowledge that cannot be obtained through instruction alone. This knowledge becomes a foundation for helping others navigate similar challenges with greater wisdom than they would possess on their own. Your scars become credentials that give you credibility with those who are struggling with similar issues. The depth of transformation that occurs through the process of failure, repentance, and restoration creates character qualities that are rarely developed through easier paths. Humility born from recognizing your own fallibility, compassion born from understanding human weakness, and grace born from receiving unmerited forgiveness become hallmarks of your character that distinguish you as someone who can be trusted with the hearts of wounded people. My ability to weave your story of redemption into a testimony that encourages others demonstrates the artistic nature of my salvation. I do not simply erase your past. I transform it into a beautiful demonstration of grace that brings hope to those who believe their failures have disqualified them from receiving my love and experiencing my blessing. I know what I am doing when I place you in environments that stretch you beyond your comfort zone and require you to develop capabilities you did not know you possessed. These challenges are not evidence that I have placed you in the wrong location. They are evidence that I am developing you for greater responsibilities and more significant impact than you have previously imagined. Every challenging environment is a training ground where you are developing skills, building character, and gaining experience that will qualify you for opportunities that would otherwise be beyond your reach. The pressure you feel is not meant to crush you, but to transform you, like coal that becomes diamond under intense pressure and heat. The capabilities that emerge during challenging seasons often surprise you because they reveal potentials that were dormant until circumstances required their development. These newly discovered abilities become permanent parts of your skill set that serve you well long after the challenging circumstances have passed. When you are promoted to the next level of responsibility and impact, you will understand why the previous challenges were necessary preparation. You will see how each difficult situation contributed specific elements to your development that enable you to succeed in roles that require the full range of capabilities you have gained. I know what I am doing when I coordinate thousands of seemingly unrelated events to create opportunities, open doors, and provide resources at exactly the right time in exactly the right way. This coordination is not coincidence. It is divine orchestration that demonstrates my active involvement in every detail of your life. The timing of opportunities, the availability of resources, the alignment of circumstances, and the cooperation of people all work together in ways that reveal my hand at work in your situation. When you see how perfectly everything comes together, you will understand that this level of coordination could not happen by chance or human effort alone. My orchestration of your circumstances takes into account not only what you need, but also what others around you need, what will bring me the most glory, and what will accomplish the greatest good for the greatest number of people. Your breakthrough is not just about you. It is about advancing my kingdom through your life in ways that impact others. I know what I am doing when I give you responsibilities that seem beyond your current abilities, and place you in roles that require growth and development to fulfill effectively. These assignments are not mistakes in my judgment. They are invitations to rise to new levels of effectiveness and impact through partnership with me. Every assignment I give you comes with the promise of my presence, my power, and my provision to enable you to succeed beyond your natural abilities. I will never ask you to do something without providing everything you need to accomplish it successfully. The resources, wisdom, strength, and help you need will be provided as you step out in faith and obedience. The stretch that comes with challenging assignments is always purposeful and productive. It develops your faith, expands your capabilities, increases your confidence, and prepares you for even greater responsibilities in the future. Each level of assignment prepares you for the next level in a progressive development that leads to your ultimate destiny. I know what I am doing when I allow your plans to be disrupted, your schedules to be changed, and your expectations to be challenged by unexpected circumstances. These disruptions are not random chaos. They are divine redirections that guide you toward opportunities and experiences that would not have been possible if everything had gone according to your original plan. Flexibility and adaptability are essential qualities for anyone who wants to partner effectively with me in accomplishing significant purposes. I am teaching you to hold your plans lightly while holding your relationship with me tightly, to adjust your methods without abandoning your mission, and to trust my guidance even when it leads in unexpected directions. The unexpected opportunities that arise from disrupted plans often turn out to be better than anything you had originally envisioned. The delays that frustrate you in the moment often prove to be perfectly timed when you see how they positioned you for something better. The changes that initially disappoint you often open doors to possibilities you never would have considered otherwise. I know what I am doing when I surround you with people who have different backgrounds, perspectives, and experiences than you do. This diversity is not accidental. It is intentional design that exposes you to different ways of thinking, broadens your understanding of the world, and develops your ability to relate effectively to all kinds of people. The people who challenge your assumptions force you to examine your beliefs and articulate your convictions more clearly. The people who share different cultural backgrounds expand your understanding of how the same truths can be expressed and lived out in different contexts. The people who have overcome different challenges provide examples of faith, courage, and perseverance that inspire your own growth. Your ability to build relationships across differences of background, perspective, and experience will serve you well in the diverse, interconnected world where I am calling you to have impact. The unity you build with people who are different from you demonstrates the power of my love to overcome every barrier and division. I know what I am doing when I allow you to experience both success and failure, victory and defeat, celebration and disappointment. This full range of human experience is developing emotional resilience, practical wisdom, and spiritual maturity that will enable you to handle whatever life brings with grace and effectiveness. Success teaches you gratitude, confidence, and the joy of achievement, while providing resources and platform for greater impact. Failure teaches you humility, perseverance, and the lessons that can only be learned through the experience of falling down and getting back up. Both are necessary for complete development. Victory in specific battles builds your faith and confidence for future challenges while providing testimony that encourages others who are facing similar struggles. Defeat in specific battles teaches you strategy, reveals weaknesses that need to be addressed, and develops the humility that keeps you dependent on my strength rather than your own. The emotional highs of celebration provide joy and motivation that sustain you through more difficult seasons. The emotional lows of disappointment deepen your compassion and strengthen your character while teaching you to find stability in your relationship with me rather than in your circumstances. I know what I am doing when I give you glimpses of your potential through dreams, visions, prophecies, or moments of inspiration that reveal possibilities you had not previously considered. These glimpses are not meant to create pressure or unrealistic expectations. They are meant to inspire hope and motivate the growth necessary to reach your full potential. Every revelation of potential comes with an invitation to partner with me in the process of development needed to reach that potential. I will not supernaturally impose abilities or achievements upon you without your cooperation and participation. I will provide opportunities, resources, and assistance, but you must choose to engage in the learning, practicing, and growing required. The gap between your current reality and your revealed potential creates tension that motivates action while developing faith that trusts me for outcomes beyond current capabilities. This tension is productive and necessary, not as a source of stress but as a source of motivation for purposeful growth and development. When you reach the potential that has been revealed to you, you will discover that it was only a preview of even greater possibilities that await your continued partnership with me. Each level of achievement reveals new levels of potential in an ongoing process that continues throughout your life. I know what I am doing when I call you to forgive people who have hurt you deeply, to love people who have rejected you, and to bless people who have cursed you. These calls to radical grace are not naive idealism. They are strategic interventions that free you from the prison of bitterness while demonstrating my love in ways that can transform even the hardest hearts. Forgiveness is not primarily for the benefit of those who have wronged you. It is primarily for your benefit, freeing you from the corrosive effects of resentment and enabling you to move forward without the burden of unresolved anger. When you forgive, you are not excusing wrong behavior or making yourself vulnerable to further abuse. You are releasing the right to revenge and trusting me to deal with justice in my way and timing. Love for those who have rejected you demonstrates the unconditional nature of my love and often serves as the catalyst that opens their hearts to receive the love they have been resisting. Blessing those who have cursed you demonstrates the supernatural nature of my grace and often leads to their repentance and transformation. The grace you extend to others, even when they do not deserve it, positions you to receive grace from me and from others when you need it. The mercy you show to others, even when they have not earned it, qualifies you to receive mercy when you need it. The love you give freely, even when it is not returned, opens your heart to receive my love more fully. I know what I am doing when I allow you to go through seasons of spiritual dryness where prayer feels difficult, scripture seems lifeless, and my presence feels distant. These seasons are not evidence that I have withdrawn from you or that you have done something wrong. They are evidence that I am transitioning you from one level of spiritual maturity to another, in ways that require you to seek me with greater intensity and authenticity. Spiritual dryness often comes when you have outgrown your current level of faith and spiritual practice, but have not yet discovered the new levels I want to take you to. These seasons force you to examine your relationship with me more deeply, to move beyond routine religious activities into genuine spiritual hunger, and to seek me for who I am rather than just for what I can do for you. During seasons of spiritual dryness, I am developing your faith to depend on truth rather than feelings, on my character rather than your circumstances, and on my promises rather than your experiences. The faith that emerges from these seasons is stronger, more stable, and more authentic than faith that depends on constant emotional confirmation. When you emerge from seasons of spiritual dryness, you will find that your relationship with me has been deepened and purified. You will understand prayer as conversation rather than just requests, scripture as living truth rather than just information, and my presence as constant reality rather than just occasional experience. I know what I am doing when I allow you to encounter suffering that seems meaningless and pain that appears to serve no purpose. All suffering in a fallen world may not have immediate purpose, but I am able to bring purpose out of every painful experience when you allow me to work in and through your pain, rather than just trying to escape it as quickly as possible. Suffering often serves as a bridge that connects you with others who are experiencing similar pain and positions you to comfort them with the comfort you receive from me. The empathy that develops through personal suffering often becomes your greatest qualification for ministry to others who are hurting in similar ways. Pain often serves as a teacher that instructs you about priorities, relationships, and the temporary nature of earthly life in ways that prosperity and comfort cannot teach. The lessons learned through suffering often become the foundation for wisdom that guides important decisions for the rest of your life. Hardship often serves as a catalyst that motivates you to seek solutions, develop resources, and create systems that not only address your own needs, but also meet the needs of others facing similar challenges. Many of the greatest humanitarian efforts and innovative solutions have emerged from personal experiences of suffering. When you allow me to work through your suffering rather than just enduring it, you will discover that I can transform even your deepest pain into your greatest strength, your worst experiences into your most powerful testimony, and your darkest seasons into your brightest light for helping others find hope. I know what I am doing when I lead you into relationships that challenge you to grow beyond your current level of emotional and spiritual maturity. These relationships are not accidents or mistakes. They are carefully chosen partnerships that will develop character qualities you could not develop in easier relationships, while also providing opportunities for you to contribute to someone else's growth and development. Challenging relationships often reveal areas of selfishness, pride, impatience, or unforgiveness that you were not aware of and might never have discovered in relationships with people who always agreed with you and never challenged your preferences. These revelations are gifts that enable you to address character issues before they limit your effectiveness in more significant relationships and responsibilities. Difficult people often teach you patience, forgiveness, unconditional love, and conflict resolution skills that serve you well in every area of life. The emotional maturity that develops through learning to love difficult people often becomes your greatest asset for leadership, ministry, and any role that requires working effectively with others. Complex relationships often provide opportunities for you to practice grace, mercy, and sacrificial love in ways that strengthen your character while demonstrating my love to people who might not see it anywhere else. Your willingness to love people who are hard to love often becomes the catalyst for their transformation and redemption. When these relationships reach their full potential, whether through reconciliation, mutual growth, or peaceful separation, you will understand how they contributed to your development, while also advancing my purposes in the lives of everyone involved. I know what I am doing when I allow you to experience seasons of abundance followed by seasons of scarcity, or seasons of recognition followed by seasons of obscurity. These cycles are not evidence of instability or inconsistency. They are evidence of my wisdom in providing you with the full range of human experience needed to develop wisdom, compassion, and spiritual maturity. Seasons of abundance provide opportunities to practice gratitude, generosity, and stewardship, while also building resources and platform for greater impact. These seasons teach you to enjoy my gifts while holding them lightly, to use blessings for blessing others, and to maintain proper priorities when material needs are not pressing concerns. Seasons of scarcity provide opportunities to practice faith, contentment, and dependence on me, while also developing empathy for others who lack basic necessities. These seasons teach you that your security comes from me rather than from your circumstances, that joy is possible regardless of material conditions, and that creativity and resourcefulness often emerge under pressure. The transitions between abundance and scarcity teach you adaptability, humility, and trust in my provision regardless of external circumstances. Your ability to maintain faith and character through both plenty and want qualifies you for leadership roles where you will need wisdom to guide others through various economic and social conditions. The cycles themselves often position you to help others who are in different seasons than you are currently experiencing. Your memory of abundance enables you to encourage others during their seasons of scarcity. Your experience of scarcity enables you to remain humble and generous during seasons of abundance. I know what I am doing when I give you opportunities that require you to step outside your area of expertise, comfort zone, or previous experience. These opportunities are not mistakes in my assignment. They are strategic interventions designed to expand your capabilities, increase your influence, and multiply your effectiveness in ways that would not be possible if you only worked within your current skill set. Every new challenge requires you to learn, grow, and develop capabilities that become permanent parts of your skill set even after the specific challenge is passed. The confidence that comes from succeeding in unfamiliar areas often opens doors to even greater opportunities that require the combination of skills you have gained through accepting progressively larger challenges. The networks you build and the relationships you develop while working outside your comfort zone often become more valuable than the specific projects or assignments that brought you together. These connections frequently lead to future opportunities, collaborative partnerships, and mutual support systems that enhance your effectiveness long term. The reputation you build for adaptability, teachability, and willingness to take on difficult assignments often positions you for leadership roles where these qualities are essential. Organizations and individuals prefer to work with people who have demonstrated ability to learn quickly, adapt to new situations, and succeed in unfamiliar territories. When you look back on your career and ministry, you will often find that your greatest achievements and most significant impact came not from doing what you already knew how to do, but from accepting challenges that required you to grow into new levels of capability and effectiveness. I know what I am doing when I allow you to witness or experience injustice that breaks your heart and motivates you to take action for positive change. These experiences are not random exposures to the broken aspects of the world. They are strategic appointments that reveal specific areas where I want to work through you to bring healing, restoration, and justice. Exposure to injustice often serves as a calling mechanism that shows you areas where your talents, resources, and passion can be directed to make a meaningful difference. The anger and sadness you feel about specific injustices often indicate areas where I am giving you a heart to serve and a mandate to act. Personal experience with injustice often provides the motivation, authenticity, and understanding needed to advocate effectively for others facing similar situations. Your credibility in addressing specific issues is often rooted in your own experience of overcoming those same challenges or supporting loved ones through them. Witnessing injustice often develops compassion, courage, and commitment to righteousness that shapes your values and guides your decisions for the rest of your life. The sense of responsibility you feel to protect others from experiencing what you have experienced often becomes a driving force for positive action. When you respond to exposure to injustice by becoming part of the solution rather than just lamenting the problem, you will discover that I can use your pain and indignation as fuel for significant positive change that helps many people while also bringing healing to your own heart. I know what I am doing when I lead you through processes of forgiveness that seem impossible and reconciliation that appears unlikely. These processes are not naive optimism or unrealistic expectations. They are supernatural interventions that demonstrate my power to heal even the deepest wounds and restore even the most broken relationships when people are willing to cooperate with my grace. Forgiveness is always possible because it is a choice you make rather than an emotion you feel, a decision about how you will respond rather than a feeling about what was done to you. I give you the power to forgive even when you do not feel like forgiving, because forgiveness frees you from the prison of resentment while positioning you to receive my healing and restoration. Reconciliation is not always possible because it requires the cooperation of all parties involved. But when it is possible, it demonstrates my power to create beauty from ashes, hope from despair, and love from hatred. Restored relationships often become stronger than they were before the breach, because the process of reconciliation builds understanding, appreciation, and commitment that were not present before. The forgiveness you extend to others, even when reconciliation is not possible, often serves as a catalyst for their eventual repentance and transformation. Your willingness to release offense and pursue peace often creates space for my spirit to work in their hearts in ways that would not be possible if you maintained resentment and bitterness. Whether or not specific relationships are fully restored, the forgiveness you practice and the peace you pursue always result in your own healing and freedom. You become a conduit of my grace and an example of my love that encourages others to pursue forgiveness and reconciliation in their own difficult relationships. I know what I am doing when I allow you to experience delays in receiving answers to prayers that have been heavy on your heart for months or even years. These delays are not evidence of my indifference or inability. They are evidence of my wisdom in coordinating multiple factors to ensure that when the answer comes, it will be perfect in timing, method, and result. Extended waiting periods often serve as preparation times that develop the character, wisdom, and maturity needed to handle the answer when it comes. If I gave you everything you prayed for immediately, without the development that comes through waiting, you might not be equipped to steward the blessing responsibly or use it effectively. Delayed answers often allow time for circumstances to develop in ways that make the eventual answer more significant and impactful than it would have been earlier. The people, resources, and opportunities that need to be in place for your breakthrough are often being prepared and positioned during the time you are waiting. Long waiting periods often deepen your relationship with me as you learn to find satisfaction in my presence, rather than just in receiving answers to your requests. The intimacy that develops during seasons of waiting often becomes more valuable than the specific things you were waiting for. When your prayers are finally answered, often in ways that exceed your original requests, you will understand why the wait was necessary, and will be grateful that I did not give in to your impatience, but instead waited for the perfect time to provide the perfect answer in the perfect way. I know what I'm doing when I place you in situations where you must depend entirely on my provision rather than your own resources or abilities. These situations are not evidence that you have made poor decisions, or that I am unable to provide through normal means. They are evidence that I want to demonstrate my supernatural provision in ways that build your faith and create testimony that encourages others. Total dependence on me often reveals resources, opportunities, and solutions that you would never have discovered if you had been able to rely on your own familiar methods and connections. The creativity, favor, and provision that emerge during times of complete dependence often exceed what you could have accomplished through your own efforts. Experiences of supernatural provision often become anchor points in your faith that sustain you through future challenges and give you confidence to take risks that require trusting me for outcomes beyond your control. Each experience of my faithfulness in impossible circumstances increases your willingness to step out in faith for even greater challenges. The testimony that emerges from experiences of divine provision often encourages others who are facing similar challenges and demonstrates to skeptics that I am real and active in the lives of those who trust me. Your stories of how I provided in impossible situations often become the catalyst for others to develop faith and trust in my ability to care for them. When you look back on seasons of complete dependence, you will often recognize them as some of the most spiritually rich and meaningful periods of your life, when you experienced my presence, power, and provision in ways that would not have been possible if you had been able to rely on your own resources. I know what I am doing when I surround you with people who have different spiritual backgrounds, religious experiences, and theological perspectives than you do. This diversity is not accidental contamination. It is intentional exposure that broadens your understanding of how I work in different contexts, while strengthening your own convictions through examination and articulation. Interaction with people who have different spiritual experiences often reveals aspects of my character and ways of working that you had not previously considered or understood. These interactions can deepen your appreciation for the breadth and diversity of how I relate to different people in different circumstances. Conversations with people who hold different theological perspectives often force you to examine your own beliefs more carefully, articulate them more clearly, and distinguish between essential truths and cultural preferences or denominational traditions. This process strengthens your foundation while increasing your ability to communicate effectively with diverse audiences. Relationships with people from different spiritual backgrounds often provide opportunities to practice grace, respect, and love across differences, while also sharing your own faith and testimony in ways that might plant seeds or water ground that has been prepared for spiritual growth. The unity you build with people who love me, but express that love differently than you do, demonstrates the power of my love to transcend denominational, cultural, and stylistic differences, while maintaining commitment to essential truths and shared values. I know what I am doing when I call you to serve in roles or locations that seem to be steps backward in terms of prestige, income, or recognition compared to previous positions you have held. These assignments are not demotions or punishments. They are strategic repositioning that prepares you for greater effectiveness and influence than you have previously experienced. Sometimes the most important work you will ever do happens in contexts that receive little attention or recognition from the broader world. The impact you have on individuals during seasons of hidden service often creates ripple effects that influence many more people than high-profile positions that seem more significant. Service in less prestigious roles often develops humility, dependence on me, and focus on intrinsic rewards rather than external validation. These character qualities become essential assets when you are promoted to positions of greater visibility and responsibility, where the temptations of pride and self-reliance are stronger. Apparent steps backward often position you to learn skills, build relationships, or gain experiences that would not have been possible in more advanced positions. The comprehensive preparation that comes through accepting lower-level assignments often proves to be exactly what you need for the higher-level opportunities that follow. When promotion does come, as it will when the timing is right, you will be grateful for the foundation that was built during seasons of seemingly backward movement. You will understand how each experience contributed to your preparation for the greater responsibilities and more significant impact that you are now equipped to handle. I know what I am doing when I allow you to experience failure in ventures that you felt certain were aligned with my will and blessed with my approval. These failures are not evidence that you misheard my voice or that I changed my mind. They are evidence that my plans often involve multiple attempts, learning curves, and refinement processes that ultimately lead to success that is greater than what would have been possible without the lessons learned through earlier failures. Failure often reveals weaknesses, blind spots, or areas of inexperience that need to be addressed before you can succeed at the level I intend for you to reach. The setbacks you experience are often course corrections that redirect you toward approaches that will ultimately be more effective than your original plans. Failed attempts often provide valuable education, experience, and connections that become essential assets for future ventures. The knowledge you gain from what does not work often proves to be as valuable as knowledge about what does work, enabling you to avoid similar mistakes and help others navigate similar challenges. Failure often develops resilience, humility, and perseverance that are essential character qualities for anyone who wants to accomplish significant purposes. The ability to recover from setbacks often becomes one of your greatest strengths and most valuable contributions to teams and organizations. When eventual success comes, as it will if you persist with the right heart and learn from each experience, you will understand how the earlier failures were actually essential steps in the process, rather than detours from the plan. You will appreciate the comprehensive preparation that came through the full experience of both failure and success. I know what I am doing when I lead you through seasons of intense spiritual warfare, where you feel under attack from multiple directions and experience opposition that seems coordinated and overwhelming. This warfare is not evidence that you have wandered outside my protection. It is evidence that you are advancing into territories that the enemy considers strategic and threatening to his influence. Spiritual warfare often indicates that you are approaching breakthroughs, promotions, or assignments that will significantly advance my kingdom and impact many people. The intensity of opposition is often proportional to the significance of what you are moving toward, not evidence that you are moving in the wrong direction. Battles with spiritual forces teach you to recognize enemy tactics, use spiritual weapons effectively, and depend on my power rather than your own strength. The warfare itself becomes training that develops your spiritual muscles and prepares you for even greater conflicts and victories in the future. Victory in spiritual warfare often results not only in your personal breakthrough, but also in territorial advancement that benefits many other people. The ground that is gained through your spiritual battles often becomes safe space where others can advance more easily because the initial opposition has been overcome. The authority you develop through experiencing and overcoming spiritual opposition often positions you to help others who are facing similar battles. Your testimony of victory and your understanding of effective spiritual warfare strategies become resources that enable others to win their own battles. I know what I'm doing when I give you dreams and visions that seem to contradict your current circumstances or require changes that feel uncomfortable or risky. These revelations are not wishful thinking or false hope. They are previews of the future I have planned for you that serve as motivation for the faith and action needed to bridge the gap between where you are and where I am taking you. Divine dreams often reveal potential that you had not recognized in yourself or possibilities that you had not considered for your life. These revelations expand your vision beyond current limitations while providing direction for the growth and development needed to reach the revealed potential. Visions of future impact often inspire present sacrifice and commitment that would not be motivated by lesser purposes. The willingness to invest time, energy, and resources in preparation for a greater future often distinguishes those who achieve significant impact from those who settle for mediocrity. Prophetic glimpses of your destiny often provide hope and perseverance during difficult seasons when circumstances seem to contradict what you believe I have shown you. The certainty that comes from divine revelation often sustains you through challenges that would otherwise cause you to give up. When the dreams and visions begin to manifest in reality, You will understand how they served not only as encouragement during the waiting period, but also as guidance for the decisions and preparations that enabled you to be ready when the opportunities arrived. My precious child, understand that the manifestation of divine vision in your life follows patterns that reflect both my sovereignty and my desire for your partnership in the fulfillment of your destiny. The timing of manifestation is never arbitrary. It is precisely coordinated to occur when your character development, skill acquisition, relationship network, and resource availability have reached the levels necessary for successful stewardship of what I am entrusting to you. Often, the delay between receiving a vision and seeing its fulfillment is proportional to the magnitude of preparation required to handle the responsibility that accompanies the blessing. Great visions require great character, and great character is developed through great challenges over extended periods. The waiting is not wasted time. It is invested time that yields dividends of wisdom, maturity, and capability that make the eventual fulfillment sustainable and fruitful. The process of preparation for divine vision fulfillment often includes tests and trials that seem unrelated to the ultimate destiny, but are actually essential for developing specific character qualities and skills that will be crucial for success. Every experience during the preparation period contributes something unique and valuable to your overall readiness for the next level of responsibility and influence. I know what I am doing when I allow you to experience seasons of material prosperity, followed by seasons of financial constraint, or seasons of physical health followed by periods of illness or limitation. These alternating experiences are not evidence of inconsistency in my care. They are evidence of my comprehensive plan to develop the full range of character qualities and life skills you will need to fulfill your destiny effectively. During seasons of prosperity, I am teaching you stewardship, generosity, and the proper use of resources, while also positioning you to accumulate assets and build platforms that will enable greater impact in the future. These seasons test your character to see whether you will remain humble, grateful, and mission-focused when material pressures are not motivating spiritual dependence and careful priority management. The discipline you develop during prosperous seasons often determines whether future prosperity becomes a blessing that enables ministry and impact, or a curse that corrupts character and derails calling. Learning to hold wealth lightly, share it generously, and use it purposefully during seasons of abundance prepares you to receive even greater resources responsibly in the future. During seasons of financial constraint, I am developing your faith, creativity, and appreciation for simple pleasures, while also teaching you to distinguish between needs and wants. These seasons often reveal dependencies and priorities that need to be adjusted while building empathy for others who struggle with basic necessities. The resourcefulness you develop during lean times often becomes one of your greatest assets during prosperous times, enabling you to maximize the impact of available resources rather than being wasteful or careless with abundance. The gratitude you learn during times of scarcity often makes you more generous during times of plenty. Alternating seasons of health and illness serve similar developmental purposes. Physical vitality provides energy and capability for productive activity, while also creating opportunities to serve others effectively and pursue demanding goals. During seasons of good health, I am developing your work ethic, physical disciplines, and appreciation for the gift of a functioning body. Periods of illness or physical limitation often slow you down enough to reassess priorities, deepen relationships, and focus on spiritual development that might be neglected during busy seasons of high energy and productivity. Physical challenges often develop patience, empathy, and dependence on me, while also teaching you to value each day as a precious gift. The strength you develop through recovering from illness or adapting to physical limitations often exceeds your previous capabilities and provides testimony that encourages others facing similar challenges. Your ability to maintain joy, productivity, and spiritual growth, despite physical constraints, often becomes one of your most powerful witnesses to my sufficiency and grace. I know what I'm doing when I place you in leadership roles before you feel fully prepared or confident in your abilities to handle the responsibilities effectively. These early leadership opportunities are not premature assignments that set you up for failure. They are strategic developmental experiences that build confidence, reveal capabilities, and provide practical education that cannot be gained through observation or instruction alone. Leadership roles often reveal strengths you did not know you possessed and expose weaknesses that need to be addressed through intentional development. The pressure of leadership responsibility often motivates learning and growth that would not occur without the necessity of producing results and guiding others effectively. Early leadership experiences provide opportunities to make mistakes and learn from them, while the stakes are relatively low and the consequences are manageable. The lessons learned through trial and error during initial leadership assignments often become the foundation for wisdom that enables success in more significant leadership roles later. The credibility you build through succeeding in leadership roles despite initial uncertainty often positions you for even greater leadership opportunities, where your demonstrated ability to learn, adapt, and produce results under pressure makes you a preferred candidate for important positions. When you look back on your leadership journey, you will often find that some of your most valuable lessons and greatest growth occurred during assignments where you felt in over your head, but chose to trust me for wisdom and strength rather than declining the opportunity due to insecurity or fear. I know what I am doing when I allow you to experience betrayal from people you trusted, disappointment from those you helped, or rejection from communities where you invested significant time and energy. These painful experiences are not evidence that people are inherently untrustworthy, or that investment in relationships is unwise. They are evidence that I am teaching you to find your ultimate security and validation in me, rather than in human approval and reciprocity. Betrayal often reveals character flaws in others that were hidden beneath surface friendliness, while also revealing areas where your own discernment, boundaries, or expectations need adjustment. The pain of betrayal often serves as education that protects you from more serious deception in the future, while also developing compassion for others who have been similarly wounded. Disappointment from those you have helped often teaches you about proper motivation for service, appropriate expectations for gratitude, and the difference between enabling dependency and empowering growth. The experience of giving without receiving the appreciation or reciprocity you expected often develops your character to serve from love rather than for recognition. Rejection from communities where you invested heavily often redirects you toward the people and places where your contributions will be more valued and effective. The pain of rejection often serves as a compass that points you away from environments where you are not a good fit and toward opportunities where your gifts and calling align more naturally. The emotional resilience you develop through experiencing betrayal, disappointment, and rejection often becomes one of your greatest assets for ministry and leadership, enabling you to continue loving, serving, and investing in others despite the risk of being hurt again. I know what I am doing when I give you children or place you in parenting roles that stretch your patience, challenge your assumptions, and require you to develop skills and character qualities you did not possess before becoming responsible for young lives. Parenting is not just about raising children. It is about my method of developing you into the person I need you to be for the larger purposes I have planned for your life. Children with different personalities, learning styles, and developmental needs require different approaches and responses that develop your flexibility, creativity, and unconditional love. The challenges of meeting diverse needs while maintaining consistency and fairness often develop wisdom and leadership skills that serve you well in every area of life. The patience required for parenting often exceeds what you thought you were capable of, and develops your character in ways that enable you to handle stress, conflict, and disappointment in other relationships with greater grace and effectiveness. The sacrificial love that parenting requires often reveals depths of commitment and unselfishness that you did not know you possessed. The long-term perspective that effective parenting requires often develops your ability to think strategically, invest in futures that you cannot immediately see, and maintain hope and commitment through seasons when progress seems slow or invisible. These skills transfer directly to leadership, ministry, and any role that requires sustained effort toward long-term goals. When your children become adults and you see how your investment in their development has shaped their character, capabilities, and life trajectory, you will understand how the challenges of parenting were actually gifts that developed you while also blessing the next generation. I know what I am doing when I lead you through seasons of geographic relocation that disrupt established routines, require adaptation to new environments, and force you to build new networks of relationships and support systems. These relocations are not random inconveniences. They are strategic repositioning that exposes you to new opportunities, broadens your perspective, and develops your adaptability. Moving to new locations often provides fresh starts that enable you to implement lessons learned from previous experiences without the constraints of established expectations or relationship patterns. New environments often reveal capabilities and interests that were dormant in familiar settings where roles and identities had become fixed. Geographic changes often expose you to different cultures, economic conditions, and social environments that broaden your understanding of human diversity and expand your ability to relate to people from various backgrounds. This cultural competence often becomes essential for effectiveness in increasingly diverse and interconnected professional and ministry environments. The courage required to leave familiar settings and start over in new places often develops confidence and adventurous spirit that serve you well throughout life. Your willingness to embrace change and adapt to new circumstances often positions you for opportunities that are only available to people who can relocate or travel as needed. The networks you build in different locations often become valuable resources throughout your life, providing contacts, opportunities, and friendships that span geographical boundaries and create possibilities for collaboration and impact that would not exist without your history of geographic mobility. I know what I am doing when I allow you to experience success in areas that are not your ultimate calling or primary gifting. These successes are not distractions from your true purpose. They are preparatory experiences that develop transferable skills, build confidence, and provide resources that will enhance your effectiveness when you transition into your primary calling. Success in secondary areas often provides income, platform, and credibility that enable you to pursue your primary calling without the pressure of immediate financial return or recognition. The skills developed in one area often transfer to other areas in ways that make you more effective and versatile than you would be with narrow expertise. Achievement in different fields often broadens your understanding of how various industries, professions, and areas of expertise function, enabling you to bridge different worlds and bring unique perspectives to your primary calling. This breadth of experience often becomes one of your greatest assets for leadership and ministry. The confidence that comes from succeeding in multiple areas often gives you courage to take risks and pursue opportunities in your primary calling that you might not attempt if you had never experienced success elsewhere. The knowledge that you can adapt and succeed in different environments often removes fear as a limiting factor in pursuing your dreams. When you transition into your primary calling, you will often find that the combination of skills, resources, relationships, and confidence gained through success in other areas provides exactly what you need to excel in the area where I most want to use you. I know what I am doing when I surround you with people who have achieved different levels of success, acquired different types of education, and developed different areas of expertise than you have. This diversity is not accidental exposure. It is intentional positioning that provides learning opportunities, inspiration for growth, and models for different approaches to achievement and contribution. Relationships with people who have achieved greater success than you have often provide mentorship, motivation, and models for continued growth and development. These relationships can accelerate your learning curve by providing access to wisdom and experience that would take years to acquire through personal trial and error. Connections with people who have different educational backgrounds often expose you to different ways of thinking, learning, and problem solving that broaden your capabilities and increase your effectiveness. The intellectual diversity in your network often provides resources for addressing challenges and opportunities that require interdisciplinary approaches. Friendships with people who have developed expertise in areas different from your own often provide opportunities for collaboration, mutual support, and referral exchange that benefits everyone involved. The professional and personal networks that develop through diverse relationships often become sources of opportunity and assistance throughout your life. The humility that develops through relationships with people who excel in areas where you are weak often keeps you teachable and motivated for continued learning and growth. The respect you develop for different types of intelligence and achievement often makes you a better leader and collaborator. I know what I am doing when I allow you to experience both dramatic answered prayers and long periods when heaven seems silent to your requests. These alternating experiences are not evidence of inconsistency in my attention or care. They are evidence of my wisdom in developing both your faith and your character through different types of spiritual experiences. Dramatic answers to prayer often provide anchor points of faith that sustain you through periods when my response to your requests is less obvious or immediate. These experiences of supernatural intervention often build confidence in my power and willingness to act on your behalf when you truly need divine assistance. The testimony that comes from experiencing dramatic answers to prayer often encourages others who are struggling with doubt or discouragement about my willingness or ability to help them with their challenges. Your stories of divine intervention often become catalysts for others to develop faith and begin praying with greater expectation and persistence. Periods of apparent silence often develop your ability to trust me based on my character and promises, rather than on immediate evidence of my activity. These seasons often deepen your relationship with me, as you learn to find satisfaction in my presence, rather than just in receiving responses to your requests. The patience that develops during seasons when prayers seem unanswered often prepares you for leadership roles, where you must maintain vision and motivation during periods when progress is slow or invisible. The faith that grows during waiting periods often becomes one of your greatest assets for encouraging others who are experiencing similar seasons of apparent delay. When you see the full picture of how both dramatic answers and periods of waiting contributed to your spiritual development and equipped you for your calling, you will appreciate the wisdom in my timing and methods, even when they did not match your preferences or expectations. I know what I am doing when I call you to forgive debts that are legitimately owed to you, release claims that are legally yours, or relinquish rights that you have earned through your efforts and investments. These calls to radical grace and generosity are not naive idealism. They are strategic demonstrations of my kingdom values that often result in restoration and multiplication that exceed what you released. Financial forgiveness often breaks cycles of debt and dependency that would continue to burden both you and others if maintained according to strict legal rights. Your willingness to release others from obligations they cannot fulfill often creates space for them to rebuild their lives, while also positioning you to receive unexpected provision from other sources. Legal rights that you choose not to enforce for the sake of relationships or kingdom purposes often demonstrate character that builds reputation and creates opportunities that are more valuable than what you gave up. Your restraint in exercising legitimate rights often distinguishes you as someone who can be trusted with greater responsibilities and resources. Investments that you write off for the sake of mercy or mission often create goodwill and loyalty that produce returns in ways you did not anticipate. Your willingness to absorb losses for the sake of others often motivates reciprocal generosity that exceeds your original investment. The freedom that comes from releasing legitimate claims often removes stress and conflict from your life, while demonstrating my love in ways that can transform hearts and situations. Your choice to prioritize relationships and kingdom values over financial and legal rights often becomes powerful testimony of my grace and wisdom. I know what I am doing when I allow you to be misunderstood by people whose opinion matters to you, misrepresented by those who should know you better, or misjudged by communities where you have invested significant time and energy. These experiences of being misrepresented are not evidence that truth doesn't matter or that character isn't important. They are evidence that I am developing your security in my opinion rather than in human approval. Being misunderstood often reveals the difference between those who truly know you and those who only know about you. These experiences often clarify which relationships are based on authentic knowledge and care versus which are based on surface impressions or secondhand information. Misrepresentation often provides opportunities to practice grace under pressure while maintaining integrity without becoming defensive or retaliatory. The character you display when falsely accused often reveals your true nature more clearly than your behavior during easy times when everyone thinks well of you. Misjudgment from communities often redirects you toward people and places where you are better understood and more appreciated. The pain of being misunderstood in one context often leads you to relationships and opportunities where your gifts and character are recognized and valued appropriately. The emotional independence that develops through learning to find security, in my opinion, rather than in human approval, often becomes one of your greatest assets for leadership and ministry, enabling you to make difficult decisions and take unpopular stands when necessary without being paralyzed by fear of criticism. I know what I am doing when I lead you through processes of education and training that seem longer and more difficult than necessary for the roles you want to fill or the goals you want to achieve. These extended preparation periods are not inefficient processes. They are comprehensive development programs that ensure you will be equipped not just for your first assignment, but for the progression of responsibilities I have planned for your entire life. Over-preparation often positions you to excel beyond expectations in your initial roles, while also preparing you for advancement to higher levels of responsibility sooner than would be possible with minimal preparation. The breadth and depth of your preparation often distinguishes you from others who meet only minimum requirements. Extended training often develops discipline, persistence, and attention to detail that serve you well in every area of life. The character qualities that emerge through committing to thorough preparation often become more valuable than the specific knowledge and skills acquired through the training process. Comprehensive education often provides understanding of underlying principles in broader contexts that enable you to adapt to changing circumstances and new challenges more effectively than people with narrow or superficial training. This adaptability often becomes essential for sustained success in rapidly changing professional environments. The credibility that comes from thorough preparation often opens doors and creates opportunities that are not available to people with less comprehensive backgrounds. Your reputation for excellence and competence often precedes you and creates favorable conditions for advancement and impact. I know what I am doing when I position you to observe both positive and negative examples of leadership, character, and life choices through your family background, educational experiences, and professional environments. These observations are not random exposures. They are strategic education that teaches you what to emulate and what to avoid in your own development and decision-making. Positive examples often provide inspiration, models, and mentorship that accelerate your growth and development while showing you what is possible when character and competence are combined effectively. These examples often become benchmarks that motivate you to pursue excellence and integrity in your own life. Negative examples often provide warnings, cautionary tales, and clear illustrations of consequences that protect you from making similar mistakes in your own choices. The wisdom you gain from observing others' failures often saves you from experiencing those same failures personally. The contrast between positive and negative examples often clarifies values, priorities, and principles that guide your decision-making throughout life. Your ability to distinguish between character traits and behaviors that lead to success versus those that lead to failure often becomes one of your greatest assets. The discernment that develops through observing diverse examples often enables you to recognize character and competence in others, while also developing your ability to provide guidance, mentorship, and leadership to people who are earlier in their development journey. I know what I am doing when I allow you to experience seasons of intense creativity and productivity, followed by seasons of apparent barrenness and stagnation. These alternating cycles are not evidence of inconsistent inspiration or fluctuating ability. They are evidence of my wisdom in providing both seasons of harvest and seasons of rest that are necessary for sustained creativity and long-term productivity. Seasons of high creativity often provide opportunities to produce significant work, make meaningful contributions, and experience the joy of flowing in your gifts, while also building momentum and confidence for future projects. These productive periods often generate resources, recognition, and platform that support your calling during less productive seasons. The output you produce during creative seasons often serves purposes beyond immediate impact, providing content and resources that can be used, adapted, and built upon during future seasons when new inspiration may be less abundant. The work you complete during flowing seasons often becomes foundation for larger projects that develop over time. Seasons of apparent barrenness often provide necessary rest, reflection, and renewal that prevent burnout, while also creating space for new ideas, fresh perspectives, and deeper growth to emerge. These fallow periods often allow time for learning, relationship building, and character development that feeds future creativity. The alternation between production and rest often develops your ability to work intensively when inspiration is flowing, while also learning to trust me for sustenance and direction during seasons when productivity is lower. This rhythm often becomes essential for sustained impact without sacrificing health, relationships, or spiritual vitality. When you understand that both creative flow and apparent dryness are part of my perfect plan for your development and calling, you will learn to maximize productive seasons while embracing restful seasons without anxiety about performance or productivity. I know what I am doing when I call you to serve people who cannot reciprocate your investment, help individuals who may never appreciate your contribution, or support causes that may not provide recognition for your efforts. This service without expectation of return is not wasteful investment. It is pure worship that demonstrates my love while developing your character in ways that make you suitable for greater responsibilities. Service to those who cannot repay often reveals the purity of your motivation and develops your ability to find satisfaction in obedience and love, rather than in recognition and reciprocity. This type of service often becomes your most meaningful and fulfilling activity because it connects you with my heart for the vulnerable and marginalized. Investment in people who may not appreciate your contribution often develops patience, persistence, and unconditional love that become your greatest assets for all relationships. The character that emerges through loving people who are difficult to love often positions you for leadership roles where these qualities are essential. Support for causes that may not recognize your contribution often builds your ability to work for purposes greater than personal advancement, while developing humility and focus on eternal, rather than temporal rewards. This type of service often creates impact that extends far beyond your knowledge or lifetime. The freedom that comes from serving without expecting return often removes pressure and stress from your service, while enabling you to respond to needs as they arise, rather than only investing where appreciation and recognition are guaranteed. When you serve with pure motives and find joy in obedience regardless of response, you will discover that this type of service often produces the greatest impact and deepest satisfaction, while also positioning you to receive unexpected blessings from sources you never anticipated. I know what I am doing when I lead you through seasons of simplicity and minimalism, followed by seasons of abundance and complexity. These alternating experiences are not evidence of inconsistent provision. They are evidence of my comprehensive plan to teach you contentment in every circumstance while developing your ability to steward both little and much with equal faithfulness. Seasons of simplicity often teach you to appreciate basic pleasures, find joy in relationships rather than possessions, and discover creativity that emerges when resources are limited. These experiences often reveal what you truly need versus what you merely want, while developing gratitude for simple blessings. The contentment you learn during simple seasons often protects you from the pride, anxiety, and complexity that can accompany abundance if you have not learned to find security and satisfaction in me, rather than in your circumstances. This contentment often becomes one of your greatest assets for navigating changing economic conditions. Seasons of abundance often provide opportunities to practice generosity, stewardship, and leadership, while also building resources and platform that enable greater impact. These experiences often reveal your true character as you navigate the temptations and responsibilities that accompany increased resources. The wisdom you develop during abundant seasons often includes learning to hold blessings lightly, maintain proper priorities despite material ease, and use resources purposefully rather than carelessly. This wisdom often determines whether abundance becomes a blessing that enables ministry or a burden that corrupts character. The alternation between simplicity and abundance often develops your ability to adapt to changing circumstances while maintaining consistent character and values, regardless of your material conditions. This adaptability often becomes essential for sustained effectiveness in fluctuating economic and social environments. I know what I am doing when I position you to work with both highly competent people and those who are less skilled or experienced than you are. This diversity of competence levels is not accidental staffing. It is intentional design that develops your ability to excel in teams while also learning to lead, teach, and support others at different stages of their development. Working with highly competent people often challenges you to raise your standards, develop new capabilities, and contribute at higher levels than would be required in less demanding environments. These relationships often accelerate your growth while providing models for continued development. The humility that develops through working with people who excel beyond your current level often keeps you teachable and motivated for continued learning. The respect you develop for excellence often becomes a driving force for your own improvement and achievement. Working with less experienced people often develops your patience, teaching ability, and leadership skills, while providing opportunities to make meaningful investments in others' development. These relationships often become some of your most rewarding experiences as you see others grow through your investment. The communication skills that develop through explaining concepts to less experienced people often improve your ability to articulate ideas clearly and teach effectively in all contexts. The empathy that grows through remembering your own learning process often makes you a more effective mentor and leader. The balance between learning from those ahead of you and teaching those behind you often creates ideal conditions for your own continued growth while also enabling you to contribute meaningfully to others' development. I know what I am doing when I allow you to experience both public recognition and private anonymity. both professional success and personal struggle, both external validation and internal doubt. These contrasts are not evidence of inconsistent identity. They are evidence of my comprehensive plan to develop authentic character that remains stable regardless of external circumstances or internal fluctuations. Public recognition often provides platform and influence that enable greater impact, while also testing your humility, motivation, and ability to handle attention and expectations. These experiences often reveal whether success strengthens or corrupts your character while providing opportunities to use influence for positive purposes. Private anonymity often provides rest, reflection, and authentic relationship without the pressures and expectations that accompany public recognition. These seasons often allow for genuine growth, honest assessment, and real relationships that might not be possible under constant scrutiny. Professional success often provides resources, credibility, and opportunities that advance your calling, while also testing your priorities, values, and ability to maintain perspective about what truly matters. These achievements often become platforms for greater service and impact. Personal struggles often develop empathy, humility, and dependence on me that make your success meaningful and your influence authentic. These challenges often prevent pride and self-reliance while keeping you connected to the human experience that enables you to relate to others effectively. The integration of public and private experiences often develops authenticity that makes your influence genuine rather than superficial, while enabling you to minister to people in various circumstances, because you understand both success and struggle. I know what I am doing when I call you to make decisions that require faith rather than just logic, courage rather than just caution, and love rather than just self-interest. These decisions are not reckless choices. They are kingdom choices that demonstrate trust in my character and commitment to my values, rather than dependence on human wisdom and worldly security. Faith-based decisions often lead to opportunities and outcomes that would not be accessible through purely logical choices, because they align with my supernatural intervention and provision. These choices often result in testimonies of my faithfulness that encourage others to trust me more fully. The courage required for faith-based decisions often develops character qualities that serve you well in every area of life, while positioning you for opportunities that are only available to people willing to take calculated risks for worthy purposes. Love-motivated decisions often create relationships, opportunities, and impact that exceed what could be achieved through self-interested choices, because they align with my heart and attract my blessing. These choices often result in unexpected benefits that far exceed the costs involved. The wisdom that develops through making faith-based decisions often becomes one of your greatest assets for navigating complex situations where logical analysis provides insufficient guidance. The ability to discern my leading and act on it often distinguishes you as someone who can be trusted with significant responsibilities. When you look back on your life, you will often find that your most meaningful achievements and greatest impact resulted from decisions that required faith, courage, and love, rather than just human reasoning and self-interest. I know what I am doing when I lead you through processes of letting go that require releasing control over outcomes you care deeply about, people you love dearly, and dreams you have pursued passionately. These releases are not defeats or losses. They are surrenders that position you to receive my best, while also freeing others to experience my direct intervention in their situations. Releasing control over outcomes often removes anxiety and stress that come from trying to manage results beyond your influence, while positioning you to focus on excellence in your responsibilities rather than manipulation of consequences. This release often leads to better outcomes than would have been possible through your control. Letting go of loved ones often creates space for me to work in their lives without the interference of your well-intentioned but potentially limiting efforts to help them. This release often results in breakthroughs in their situations that your involvement was actually preventing. Surrendering dreams often opens your heart to receive better dreams that align more perfectly with my plans and your true calling. The dreams I give to replace the ones you release often exceed your original hopes, while also fitting more naturally with your gifts and circumstances. The freedom that comes from releasing control often enables you to enjoy life more fully, while trusting me more completely for outcomes that matter to you. This trust often becomes one of your greatest sources of peace and confidence. When you see how my plans unfold after you release control, you will understand that letting go was not giving up, but rather stepping aside to allow me to work more effectively than would have been possible through your efforts. I know what I'm doing when I allow you to experience both the joy of answered prayers and the growth that comes through unanswered requests, both the blessing of smooth circumstances and the development that comes through difficult challenges, both the encouragement of supportive relationships and the strength that comes through opposition. Answered prayers often build your confidence in my love and power while providing resources, opportunities, and breakthroughs that advance your calling and bless your life. These experiences often become testimonies that encourage others to trust me more fully, while also anchoring your faith for future challenges. Unanswered requests often redirect you toward better options, while developing your character in ways that prepare you for greater responsibilities and more significant blessings. The growth that comes through waiting and trusting often proves to be more valuable than receiving what you originally requested. Smooth circumstances often provide rest, progress, and enjoyment that sustain you for more challenging seasons, while also enabling you to help others who are struggling. These easier periods often provide opportunities to build resources, develop skills, and strengthen relationships that serve you well during difficult times. Difficult challenges often develop resilience, wisdom, and dependence on me that enable you to handle greater responsibilities, while also qualifying you to help others navigate similar difficulties. The strength that emerges through overcoming challenges often becomes one of your greatest assets. Supportive relationships often provide encouragement, assistance, and companionship that make your journey more enjoyable, while also providing resources and connections that advance your calling. These relationships often become lifelong sources of mutual blessing and support. Opposition often clarifies your values, strengthens your resolve, and develops your ability to stand firm under pressure while also revealing who truly supports you and what you truly believe. The character that emerges through handling opposition often positions you for leadership roles where these qualities are essential. I know what I am doing when I call you to invest in long-term projects that may not show results for years, support people whose transformation may take decades, or pursue goals that may not be achieved in your lifetime. These investments are not inefficient use of your time. They are kingdom investments that create impact, extending far beyond your immediate experience, while developing your ability to work for purposes greater than immediate gratification. Long-term projects often develop patience, persistence, and strategic thinking that serve you well in every area of life, while also creating legacy and impact that outlast your involvement. These projects often become your most meaningful contributions because they address root causes rather than just symptoms. The vision required for long-term investment often develops your ability to see beyond current circumstances to future possibilities, while maintaining hope and motivation during seasons when progress is slow or invisible. This vision often becomes one of your greatest assets for leadership and ministry. Investment in people's transformation often develops your understanding of human development, your ability to see potential beyond current reality, and your capacity for unconditional love that persists through setbacks and delays. These relationships often become your most rewarding experiences as you witness genuine change over time. Pursuit of generational goals often develops your understanding of legacy, your ability to work for purposes beyond personal benefit, and your connection to causes greater than individual achievement. This perspective often gives meaning and significance to your life that transcends immediate circumstances. When you see how your long-term investments create impact that continues after your involvement, you will understand that these choices were not sacrifices, but rather the most strategic and meaningful uses of your time and energy. I know what I am doing when I allow you to experience both seasons of clarity where my direction seems obvious, and seasons of uncertainty where the path forward seems unclear. These alternating experiences are not evidence of inconsistent guidance. They are evidence of my wisdom in developing both your ability to follow clear direction and your faith to trust me when the way ahead is not obvious. Seasons of clarity often provide direction for major decisions, confidence for significant steps, and momentum for important projects, while also demonstrating my willingness and ability to guide you when you truly need specific direction. These times of clear guidance often become anchor points of faith that sustain you during more uncertain seasons. The progress you make during seasons of clear direction often positions you for the next phase of your journey, while building confidence in my guidance and your ability to follow it effectively. The achievements during clear seasons often provide resources and platform for the challenges ahead. Seasons of uncertainty often develop your ability to trust my character rather than just my directions, to find security in your relationship with me rather than just in knowing what comes next, and to live by faith rather than just by sight. These times of unclear direction often deepen your dependence on me. The faith that grows during uncertain seasons often becomes one of your greatest assets for leadership and ministry, enabling you to guide others confidently even when you do not have all the answers because you trust in my faithfulness and wisdom. The balance between seasons of clarity and uncertainty often creates ideal conditions for spiritual growth that combines the confidence of knowing my will with the faith of trusting my character when circumstances are unclear. When you see how both clear guidance and uncertain seasons contributed to your development and positioned you for your calling, you will appreciate the wisdom in experiencing both types of divine interaction. I know what I am doing when I allow you to encounter people who challenge your beliefs, question your assumptions, and force you to articulate the foundation of your faith with greater clarity and conviction. These encounters are not attacks on your faith. They are opportunities to strengthen your understanding, deepen your convictions, and develop your ability to communicate truth effectively to people who think differently than you do. Intellectual challenges often reveal areas where your beliefs are based on tradition rather than understanding, helping you distinguish between essential truths and cultural preferences while strengthening your foundation on what is truly important. These challenges often result in stronger, more authentic faith that can withstand scrutiny. Questions about your assumptions often force you to examine why you believe what you believe, leading to deeper understanding and more personal conviction rather than borrowed beliefs. This examination often results in faith that is truly your own, rather than simply inherited from others. The process of articulating your faith to skeptics often develops your communication skills, clarifies your thinking, and reveals aspects of truth that you had not previously considered. These conversations often strengthen your own faith, while also planting seeds in the hearts of those who question. The respect you develop for honest questions and sincere doubt often makes you a more effective witness because you can relate to the struggles that many people experience in their spiritual journey. Your ability to address questions with grace and wisdom often becomes one of your greatest assets for ministry. When you see how intellectual and spiritual challenges strengthened rather than weakened your faith, you will appreciate the wisdom in being exposed to different perspectives and difficult questions rather than being sheltered from them. I know what I am doing when I call you to maintain hope during seasons when circumstances seem to contradict my promises, to persist in faith when evidence suggests giving up, and to continue believing when logic suggests doubt. This hope, persistence, and faith are not naive optimism. They are supernatural graces that enable you to see beyond current circumstances to the eternal realities that govern all situations. Hope during contradictory circumstances often enables you to continue moving forward when quitting would seem reasonable, positioning you to be present when breakthrough comes. This hope often becomes the bridge between current reality and future fulfillment of my promises. The persistence that continues despite contrary evidence often demonstrates the reality of your faith to others, while also building character qualities that serve you well in every area of life. This persistence often becomes one of your most valuable traits for achieving significant goals. Faith that believes despite logical reasons for doubt often opens doors to supernatural intervention and miraculous provision that would not be accessible through natural means. This faith often becomes the catalyst for testimonies that encourage others to trust me more fully. The supernatural graces of hope, persistence, and faith often enable you to accomplish things that seem impossible, while providing testimony of my power and faithfulness that encourages others who are facing similar challenges. When you see how maintaining hope, persistence, and faith during impossible circumstances led to breakthrough that exceeded your expectations, you will understand that these qualities are not foolishness, but wisdom that aligns with my supernatural ways of working. I know what I am doing when I position you to observe the full cycle of life through experiences with birth, growth, maturity, decline, and death in various contexts. These observations are not random exposure to life's natural processes. They are strategic education that teaches you about seasons, priorities, legacy, and the eternal perspective that guides wise living. Experiences with birth often inspire hope, wonder, and appreciation for new beginnings, while teaching you about potential, possibility, and the miracle of life itself. These experiences often deepen your appreciation for the gift of life and your responsibility to steward it well. Observations of growth often teach you about development, progress, and the patience required for maturation, while providing models for nurturing and supporting others through their own growth processes. These lessons often improve your parenting, mentoring, and leadership capabilities. Witnessing maturity often shows you what is possible when potential is fully developed, while providing examples of wisdom, effectiveness, and the fruit that comes from faithful investment over time. These observations often motivate your own continued development and achievement. Experiences with decline often teach you about the temporary nature of physical life, while highlighting the importance of legacy, relationships, and spiritual investment that transcend material circumstances. These lessons often clarify your priorities and motivate purposeful living. Encounters with death often confront you with eternal questions, while teaching you to value each day and prioritize what truly matters for both time and eternity. These experiences often deepen your spiritual understanding and strengthen your relationship with me. The complete cycle of life experiences often develops wisdom that enables you to live with appropriate perspective, investing in what lasts while enjoying what is temporary, planning for the future while appreciating the present. I know what I am doing when I allow you to experience both the satisfaction of completed goals and the motivation that comes from unfinished business, both the peace of resolved relationships and the growth that comes from ongoing relational challenges. These experiences provide the full range of human satisfaction and motivation needed for continued development and impact. Completed goals often provide satisfaction, confidence, and resources that enable you to pursue even greater challenges, while also demonstrating that achievement is possible when you persist with the right strategy and effort. These successes often become stepping stones to more significant accomplishments. The celebration that comes with achievement often provides rest, encouragement, and gratitude that sustain you through the effort required for future goals. These celebrations often become important markers that remind you of my faithfulness and your capability. Unfinished business often provides motivation, direction, and purpose that keep you moving forward, rather than becoming complacent with past achievements. This ongoing sense of mission often becomes the driving force for continued growth and contribution. The tension of incomplete projects often develops your ability to live with ambiguity while maintaining hope and effort toward future resolution. This ability often becomes essential for leadership and ministry roles that involve long-term vision and persistent effort. Resolved relationships often provide peace, joy, and models for healthy interaction that enhance your ability to build and maintain other relationships successfully. These positive experiences often become templates for resolving future relational challenges. Ongoing relational challenges often develop patience, communication skills, and unconditional love that make you more effective in all relationships, while also teaching you when to persist and when to establish healthy boundaries. The combination of satisfaction and motivation often creates ideal conditions for sustained productivity and meaningful contribution, without becoming either complacent with past success or anxious about unfinished responsibilities. I know what I am doing when I lead you through processes of discovering gifts and talents you did not know you possessed, developing capabilities you did not think you could acquire, and achieving results you did not believe were possible. These discoveries are not accidents. They are revelations of the potential I placed within you that often remains dormant until circumstances require its development. Unexpected gifts often emerge during challenging circumstances that require you to reach beyond your comfort zone and familiar capabilities. These discoveries often reveal aspects of my design for your life that you had not previously understood or appreciated. The development of new capabilities often occurs through accepting responsibilities that seem beyond your current skill level, but that motivate rapid learning and growth. These stretching experiences often reveal potential that would remain hidden in easier circumstances. Achievement beyond your expectations often results from combining your efforts with my supernatural assistance in ways that produce results exceeding what either would accomplish alone. These experiences often build faith for even greater challenges and achievements. The confidence that comes from discovering hidden potential often removes limiting beliefs and expands your willingness to pursue opportunities that previously seemed impossible. This expanded vision often becomes one of your greatest assets for continued growth and impact. When you understand that I have placed more potential within you than you have yet discovered or developed, you will approach new challenges with excitement rather than anxiety, knowing that each stretch opportunity may reveal additional capabilities. The ongoing process of discovery, development, and achievement often becomes one of the most exciting aspects of life as you partner with me in uncovering and expressing the full range of gifts and abilities I have given you. I know what I am doing when I allow you to experience both deep personal friendship and broader social acquaintance, both intimate family relationships and professional networking connections. This range of relationship types is not accidental social exposure. It is intentional design that develops your ability to relate appropriately to different people while meeting different types of relational needs. Deep friendships often provide emotional support, authentic communication, and loyal companionship that sustain you through life's challenges, while also offering opportunities to practice unconditional love, mutual support, and genuine intimacy. These relationships often become your most treasured possessions. The vulnerability that intimate friendship requires often develops your ability to be authentic, trustworthy, and emotionally available in ways that enhance all your relationships. The loyalty that friendship demands often strengthens your character and builds your capacity for commitment. Broader social acquaintances often provide diverse perspectives, varied experiences, and networking opportunities that broaden your understanding of the world while also offering chances to practice grace, kindness, and respect across differences. These relationships often open doors to opportunities and resources. Professional connections often advance your career, expand your influence, and provide collaborative opportunities, while also developing your ability to work effectively with people who may have different values, priorities, and approaches than your personal friends. Family relationships often provide unconditional acceptance, shared history, and generational continuity, while also challenging you to love people you did not choose and might not naturally prefer. These relationships often teach you about forgiveness, loyalty, and sacrificial love. The balance between different types of relationships often prevents you from expecting any single relationship to meet all your needs, while also developing your ability to contribute appropriately to different people based on the nature of your connection with them. I know what I am doing when I call you to practice forgiveness that seems undeserved, extend mercy that appears unwise, and show grace that feels unfair. These expressions of divine character are not naive mistakes. They are demonstrations of kingdom values that often produce transformation in others while developing Christ-like character in you. Undeserved forgiveness often breaks cycles of offense and retaliation that would continue indefinitely if maintained according to strict justice. Your willingness to forgive when forgiveness is not earned often creates space for repentance and restoration that would not be possible under normal human standards. The freedom that comes from releasing offenses often removes bitterness and resentment from your own heart, while positioning you to receive fresh grace and blessing from me. This freedom often becomes one of your greatest assets for emotional and spiritual health. Mercy that appears unwise often demonstrates my character to people who have never experienced unconditional love, while providing opportunities for genuine transformation that would not occur under purely logical consequences. This mercy often becomes the catalyst for dramatic life change. Grace that feels unfair often reveals the depth of my love for all people, while challenging your natural inclinations toward judgment and revenge. This grace often develops your ability to see people as I see them rather than just as their behavior deserves. The character that develops through practicing forgiveness, mercy, and grace often positions you for ministry opportunities where these qualities are essential, while also creating testimony that demonstrates my power to transform hearts and situations. When you see how your choice to forgive, show mercy, and extend grace resulted in restoration and transformation that exceeded what justice could have accomplished, you will understand that these choices were not weakness, but strength that aligns with my heart and ways. I know what I am doing when I allow you to experience both the excitement of new adventures and the comfort of familiar routines, both the challenge of unknown territories and the security of established patterns. This alternation between novelty and familiarity is not random variation. It is balanced design that provides both growth and stability needed for emotional health and continued development. New adventures often expand your horizons, develop courage, and create memories that enrich your life while also revealing capabilities and interests that remain hidden in familiar environments. These experiences often become sources of confidence and joy that enhance your appreciation for life. The growth that comes through navigating unknown territories often increases your adaptability, resourcefulness, and faith, while also providing stories and experiences that enable you to relate to others who are facing their own challenges with unfamiliar circumstances. Familiar routines often provide rest, efficiency, and emotional security that sustain you for more challenging seasons, while also allowing you to develop depth and mastery in important areas rather than always moving on to new things before achieving competence. The stability that comes from established patterns often enables you to be more creative and effective in areas where you have developed expertise, while also providing predictable foundations that support risk-taking in other areas. The combination of adventure and routine often creates ideal conditions for sustained growth that includes both expansion and consolidation, both learning and mastery, both excitement and peace. When you appreciate both the value of new experiences and the importance of established foundations, you will seek appropriate balance that enables continued growth without sacrificing emotional stability or relational continuity. I know what I am doing when I position you to receive both criticism that reveals areas needing improvement and praise that affirms areas of strength and growth. This balanced feedback is not random human response. It is coordinated input that provides accurate assessment of your development while motivating continued progress in all areas. Constructive criticism often reveals blind spots, weaknesses, and areas needing attention that you might not recognize without external input. This feedback often provides direction for continued development while preventing complacency or self-deception about your current level of capability. The humility that develops through receiving criticism gracefully often makes you more teachable and approachable, while also building character that can handle greater responsibilities where feedback will be more frequent and consequential. Genuine praise often affirms your progress, validates your efforts, and encourages continued development in areas where you are growing effectively. This affirmation often provides motivation and confidence that sustain you through challenging seasons of learning and development. Recognition for your strengths often clarifies your gifts and calling while building confidence that enables you to take on greater challenges and responsibilities. This recognition often comes at exactly the right time to encourage you toward the next level of your development. The balance between criticism and praise often provides realistic assessment that neither inflates your ego nor destroys your confidence while guiding you toward areas needing attention and areas deserving continued investment. When you learn to receive both criticism and praise with equal grace, using both for continued growth, rather than being deflated by correction or inflated by compliments, you will develop emotional maturity that serves you well in leadership and ministry roles. Rest in the absolute certainty that your life is in the hands of a God who knows exactly what He is doing and loves you more than you can possibly comprehend. Every experience you have, every person you meet, every challenge you face, and every opportunity you encounter is part of my comprehensive plan to develop your character, fulfill your calling, and advance my kingdom through your life. Live peacefully, knowing that I am continually working on your behalf to coordinate all things for your good and my glory. The timing of events, the alignment of circumstances, and the cooperation of people are all being orchestrated by my hand to create the perfect conditions for your continued growth and increasing impact. Your past experiences, both pleasant and painful, have prepared you for your present opportunities and future responsibilities. Nothing has been wasted, nothing has been meaningless, and nothing has been outside my sovereign control and loving care. Your current circumstances, both challenging and encouraging, are exactly what you need at this moment to develop the character qualities and life skills required for your next season of growth and service. Trust in my wisdom, even when you cannot understand my methods. Your future possibilities, both known and unknown, are secure in my hands and will unfold according to my perfect timing and eternal purposes. I have plans for you that are good, plans for hope, and a future that exceed your current ability to imagine. Tomorrow will bring new evidence of my perfect plan unfolding in your life. Watch for it, expect it, and give me praise when you see it. Look for the connections between seemingly unrelated events, the provision that meets needs you did not even know you had, and the opportunities that align perfectly with your preparation and calling. I know what I am doing, and what I am doing is good. Trust in this truth when circumstances seem confusing. Rely on this reality when emotions are unstable, and rest in this certainty when the future seems uncertain. You are loved beyond measure. You are guided with perfect wisdom. You are equipped with divine power, and you are destined for greater impact than you have yet experienced. I know what I am doing in your life, and I am doing it with infinite love and perfect precision. As you move forward in faith and surrender to my guidance, remember that my knowledge of your situation is complete. My love for you is unconditional, and my plan for your life is perfect. There is nothing about your circumstances that surprises me, nothing about your needs that I have not anticipated, and nothing about your future that I have not prepared for with infinite wisdom and care. The challenges you face in this season will become the strengths you possess in days to come. The lessons you are learning now will become the wisdom you share with others later. The character you are developing through current difficulties will become the foundation for future opportunities that require exactly the qualities you are gaining through present experiences. I know what I am doing when I coordinate the timing of events in your life with precision that considers thousands of variables you cannot see. The delays that frustrate you are positioning you perfectly for opportunities that would not be available at any other time. The accelerations that surprise you are taking advantage of circumstances that align perfectly for your advancement. The people I bring into your life at specific moments are carrying exactly what you need for your next phase of growth and development. The resources that become available to you arrive at precisely the right time to support the responsibilities and opportunities I am providing. The doors that open for you lead to exactly the places where I need you to be for both your blessing and my purposes. I know what I am doing when I allow you to experience the full range of human emotions, from the heights of joy to the depths of sorrow, from the confidence of certainty to the vulnerability of doubt. Each emotional experience is developing your heart to relate to others with genuine empathy and authentic compassion, while also teaching you to find stability in your relationship with me, rather than in the fluctuations of feeling. Your joyful seasons provide energy, motivation, and thanksgiving that sustain you through more difficult times, while also creating memories and experiences that remind you of my goodness when circumstances are challenging. These times of happiness often position you to encourage others who are struggling and need to see evidence that better days are possible. Your sorrowful seasons develop depth, empathy, and dependence on me that make your eventual joy more meaningful, while also qualifying you to comfort others who are experiencing similar pain. The tears you cry during difficult times water the seeds of compassion that will bloom into ministry to others who need the hope and healing that you will be able to provide. Your confident seasons enable you to take risks, pursue opportunities, and make decisions that advance your calling while also building a track record of success that encourages others to trust your leadership and follow your example. These times of certainty often produce achievements that become platforms for greater influence. Your seasons of doubt often drive you to seek me more earnestly, study my word more carefully, and examine your beliefs more thoroughly, resulting in stronger faith that can withstand future challenges. The questions you wrestle with during uncertain times often lead to discoveries about my character and ways that become anchors for your soul. I know what I am doing when I allow you to witness both miraculous interventions and natural processes, both supernatural breakthroughs and gradual developments. These varied experiences teach you to recognize my hand at work in all circumstances while developing your faith to trust me whether my interventions are dramatic or subtle. Miraculous interventions often demonstrate my power while building your confidence in my ability to change situations instantly when necessary. These experiences often become testimonies that encourage others to believe for supernatural breakthrough in their own impossible circumstances. Natural processes often teach you patience while demonstrating my faithfulness to work within the systems and patterns I have established. These gradual developments often build character qualities that would not develop through instant solutions while also teaching you to appreciate the beauty and wisdom of my design. The combination of supernatural and natural experiences often develops balanced faith that expects miracles while also appreciating process, that seeks divine intervention while also taking practical action. and that trusts my power while also respecting my timing and methods. I know what I am doing when I call you to steward both spiritual responsibilities and practical obligations, both eternal investments and temporal necessities. This balance is not competing priorities. It is integrated living that demonstrates kingdom values in every area of life, while meeting both spiritual and physical needs appropriately. Your spiritual responsibilities often provide purpose, direction, and eternal perspective that guide your approach to practical obligations, while ensuring that temporal activities serve eternal purposes rather than becoming ends in themselves. These responsibilities often become your greatest source of meaning and satisfaction. Your practical obligations often provide opportunities to demonstrate spiritual values while meeting legitimate needs and fulfilling appropriate duties to family, employer, and community. These obligations often become platforms for witness and service that advance my kingdom through faithful performance of everyday responsibilities. The integration of spiritual and practical living often creates authentic faith that impacts every area of life rather than being compartmentalized into religious activities. This wholeness often makes your testimony more credible and your influence more effective because people see consistency between your beliefs and your behavior. When you understand that every responsibility is spiritual, when performed with the right heart, and every spiritual activity has practical implications for daily living, you will find meaning and purpose in all your activities, while serving me faithfully in every context. I know what I am doing when I position you to both receive mentoring from those ahead of you and provide guidance to those behind you in their development journey. This positioning is not accidental placement. It is strategic design that accelerates your growth while also multiplying your impact through investment in others. The mentoring you receive often provides wisdom, encouragement, and practical guidance that enables you to avoid mistakes while capitalizing on opportunities more effectively than would be possible through personal trial and error alone. These relationships often become sources of ongoing support and accountability throughout your development. The guidance you provide to others often clarifies your own understanding while building leadership skills and developing your ability to communicate effectively. These relationships often become sources of great satisfaction as you witness others grow through your investment, while also learning from their fresh perspectives and enthusiasm. The cycle of receiving and giving mentorship often creates networks of mutual support and collaborative relationships that benefit everyone involved, while advancing the causes and purposes that matter to you. These connections often become sources of opportunity and assistance throughout your life. When you appreciate both the value of being mentored and the privilege of mentoring others, you will seek appropriate relationships in both directions while contributing to the development of leaders and contributors who can advance important work beyond what any individual could accomplish alone. My precious child, as you reflect on the comprehensive nature of my involvement in your life, let this truth settle deep into your heart. There is no area of your existence that operates outside my knowledge, care, and purposeful direction. From the most significant life decisions to the smallest daily choices, from your greatest victories to your most private struggles, from your public ministry to your personal relationships, I am actively and lovingly orchestrating everything to serve your ultimate good and contribute to the fulfillment of my eternal purposes. The depth of my commitment to your well-being extends beyond temporary comfort to eternal transformation. I am not merely managing your circumstances to make your life easier. I am weaving every experience into a tapestry of character development and spiritual maturity that will prepare you for dimensions of blessing and responsibility that exceed your current capacity to receive or fulfill. Trust that my love for you motivates every decision I make concerning your life, and my wisdom ensures that every decision serves your best interests, even when your limited perspective cannot perceive the goodness in your current circumstances. My beloved child, let your heart be at rest in the certainty that I know exactly what I am doing in your life. Every detail has been considered, every variable has been calculated, and every outcome has been prepared for with infinite wisdom and limitless love. Your life is not a series of random events or coincidental encounters. It is a carefully orchestrated symphony where every note contributes to the beauty of the whole composition. Your experiences are not meaningless suffering or accidental blessings. They are purposeful preparation that equips you for a destiny that exceeds your current ability to comprehend. Rest in the knowledge that I am working all things together for your good. that nothing can separate you from my love, and that your future is secure in my hands. Live confidently in the assurance that each moment will bring fresh evidence of my faithful care and perfect plan unfolding in your life. Trust completely in my unfailing wisdom, lean confidently on my unchanging character, and move forward boldly knowing that your steps are ordered by divine love and guided by eternal purpose. I know what I am doing, and what I am doing is very good. My plans for you are perfect, my timing is flawless, and my love for you is everlasting and unchangeable. Amen.